to do some Don Chi Sao today. So why is Don Chi Sao beneficial? It's training sensitivity. It teaches you technical structure in one hand and how to attack efficiently and defend efficiently. So the first movements that we have is I am the defender. Okay, well, not really the defender. It trades roles, but I will initially be in a defensive position called Tan Sao, and then Cooper will be in what's called Fuk Sao. He's very relaxed, okay? He's almost putting dead weight on this arm. I should really say that. So anywhere I go, he really just kind of tracks this hand. This hand could be in the center line protecting, or it can be chambered here. It's your choice, okay? But it's really just about this hand. I'm just gonna have him move his hand just a little bit because my strike, don't do anything, is either a palm strike to the face. It could be biji, it could be a punch, it could be a palm strike to the chest. The palm strikes are a little safer that if I do accidentally get through his defenses, it's not as hurtful as a punch in training, okay? So he's not gonna let me actually hit him, so he's gonna use a technique called Jeet Sao. This allows him an opening to punch straight and hit me with a chung choi, okay? Or it could also be biji, right? But we're gonna say chung choi just to keep the drill consistent. When he comes up to chung choi, I go into bong sao position. When I do this, I have to match a bit of the energy, his punching force, with my bong sao, okay? And then I come back to tan sao position. So again, palm strike, Jeet Sao. Chung choi, bong sao, reset, tan sao, Fuk Sao. So now we're just gonna flow for a little bit. Okay, so you can see how I'm defending the punch. I don't have to overly lift right now. So now we're going to switch. I'm gonna be the initiator of the switch. I'm gonna turn my palm out and under and go into chung choi. He's gonna go right up to bong sao and then reset. And now he's gonna do the palm strike. Faster, good. One more, and switch. I'll just do threes. Okay, now, when we want to switch to the other side, a very simple way of doing it is go, well, I was on tan sao on this side. Cooper, you'll go tan sao with your right hand. And then I'll just switch like that. That is great for beginners. I'll go into a switching video much later on. This is just to develop the other side. We try to keep the connection when we do a transitional switch. But right now, we'll just leave it at this. So now Cooper's in the palm position, so he's gonna strike first. Jeet Sao, chung choi bong sao, tan sao, Fuk Sao. One. So there's really just three movements here, right? So 1, 2, and 3 to reset. 1, 2, and 3 to reset. Now he was going to switch to the offensive position by rolling out and going to chung choi. I have to go to bong sao. I could tan sao that, but I was already kind of in a tan sao position, so I'll go to bong sao to deflect and then back to tan. Now I initiate the attacks. Notice how I'm not trying to overlift my arm. I don't need to send his hand sailing up there. I'll just have that deflection is actually shooting his hand off to the side here, right? And when you do this, don't palm strike to the ground, don't do anything. Most people go like that because they expect the energy to already pull towards the ground. If Cooper doesn't do anything, and this is what a good instructor is. If Cooper was my teacher, sometimes he'll wait for my palm strike and he expects this. So he goes, good, right? And then he'll challenge it. Notice how I keep my elbow and my shoulder. I try to keep this alignment, okay? Sometimes fatigue will set in and you're gonna feel like, you just can't get the structure back. That's okay, take a break, shake it off. And then go, okay, I'm ready again. Okay, and then you're back in. And now we're gonna work the switches. Good. Okay. So we are trying to stay glued. Okay. Like some people say, Chi Sao is like sticking hands, that term, but you know, the actual roll is something else. When we say Don Chi Sao, it means you're using a single hand. We're not developing the other hand at this point unless we do a switch. When we go into a full Chi Sao roll, which will be, I'll talk about that next, that's where you're engaging both hands. But the last thing I want to say is about Don Chi Sao, is that if I'm here, and if I take an inefficient route to actually switch, because some people go, well, I'll just pull the hand out and actually go and strike like that. Cooper's option is just to punch me right as soon as he knows that it's open. He's going to hit me. He's being nice hitting me in the chest. That would be a hit to the face. Jeet Kune Do people and Wing Chun people live for people to open up their swings and to go outside the center line, because we will engage the center line. And what is in center line? All the sensitive targets: my eyes, nose, mouth, throat, solar plexus, groin. Okay, that's all in the center line. And that's anytime that I move and open that up, he's got a chance to strike any of those things, whatever's most efficient for him at that time. So when we do these switches, I try to stick to it as best as possible, because when I go here, he can punch, and then I can punch over the top of it. That's his mistake. So that's why he knows Bong Sao is his recovery. So if I go here and he punches, and I go to do this, the Bong Sao saves him. So this is also teaching you not to overextend. Okay, it's not about apprehension, but it's about switching mid-strike from offense to defense. I think it's a very, very important concept to learn. Sensitivity, it's building up, and it's just leading you into the eventual full roll of Chi Sao. So this is Don Chi Sao. We're only using just one variable of Tan Sao and Fuk Sao, and then switching from one side to the other, or actually switching from a position of my Tan Sao to my Fuk Sao, and then back to Tan Sao as he engages that. When we switch the other side, I didn't go over that yet today. I'll save that video for another point in time. I just wanted you to see Don Chi Sao today and understand that we are in a Tan Sao structure. You can do this with me. So we're in a Tan Sao structure, okay? I go palm strike, okay? Bong Sao, back to Tan Sao. So it's really this 1, 2, and 3. However, my opponent will do a Jeet Sao, so when I go palm strike, they drop that down, and then I have to bring my Bong Sao back up, not this high. I want to look over the top of it, not underneath it, okay? And then back to Tan Sao, and it's the same thing on this side when I'm here. So it's palm strike, Bong Sao, Tan Sao, okay? Palm strike, Bong Sao, Tan Sao. And then when I actually go for the strike, they do a Jeet Sao. That's what pulls my hand down. I don't do that. My opponent does. Then I bring it back up to the Bong Sao position that I wanted, back to Tan Sao. And you notice that these are correlated, that my hand generally stays in the same position. I don't need Bong Sao to move like this. I think that's important too. So you're really training that structure. And it can be a fun game too, because sometimes you'll tag each other a little bit. It's not meant to hurt each other, but meant to say, hey, you're, left that line open, and I was able to get a strike. Okay, so think about that development of Don Chi, and if you want further details and training, come see us here at wolfmartialarts.net.